Surprise, Arizona. It's all of this. Except for this and this and this and this and this. Here's where most people live now. Here's where a lot of people are going to live. Here's 163rd, and here's Saguaro Acres and Saguaro View and Dove Valley. This area is Marisol Ranch, or will be very soon. Soon it'll be 2,500 houses. Now, these people don't want a planned community here at all. These people don't really care unless the roads get clogged. But if you want to build a grocery store, that would be nice. These people show solidarity through temporary outrage on Facebook, but this won't really affect them other than adding to the city's tax base and infrastructure burden. In a very small capacity. These people are all having this exact same argument, and have been in city halls across the valley since 1950. These people hate these people for the same reason that these people hate this. And these people have some feelings on the matter as well. This is basically the only bad thing about Arizona, in my opinion, and I mean that. I fucking love this state. But sprawl sucks. It's not just this one development, or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. They're all guilty of it in one way or another, but before we go any farther, let's address the elephant in the room. I was born here, but I'm a white guy. So when I say I'm a native, I have a different thing in mind than some of my friends would. My parents moved here from upstate New York to Sedona, Arizona in the 70s. My mom was a librarian, and she got a job at the library in Sedona, which helpfully came with a little house. My dad worked for the Dude Ranches and helped take German tourists up to the Indian ruins and pictographs. So eventually they moved down to Phoenix, and when they did, they moved to a small county island surrounded by farms, south of Cashin, between Tolleson and Avondale, and then Southwest Valley. I grew up on a dirt road with horses and chickens and dogs and cats and all sorts of stuff. And my parents were cosplayers for the West before cosplay was even a thing. So here's that area before they started building things around it. And here is that area today. When I was going into 8th grade, we moved to another county island with not so much around it. And here is that area today. So which side of this situation do you think that I fall on? You probably sense that that's a trick question. But here's the thing, I'm with Ed Abbey on this one. And most ones. But really, this fight is over the annexation of this land. Annexation is basically just the city claiming that land from the county and saying that they'll provide services to that area and all the residents there in return for the right to collect property and sales taxes, among other things. It's the way that everything gets done. But people who move to county islands because they don't want to get annexed. But the developer wants it, the city wants it. The state land office wants it because the state land office is charged with getting the most dollar for any land that it sells. The county doesn't really care. The Bureau of Reclamation just says keep the floodplain clear. And the BLM isn't affected. The only real question is, does Surprise annex this area, or does Peoria annex it? Either way, about 3,000 homes are going in. But for some perspective, here's the other things that are going in around this area anyway. Are you depressed yet? Or are you excited? The rural Arizonan in me wants to go full monkey wrench on these developments. The realist in me sees that, barring running out of water actually happening, which it might, Phoenix and Tucson will merge. The real Arizonan in me is just waiting for the crash, when all the people move back to wherever the hell they came from, when the population goes back down to a manageable level, and Arizona becomes the paradise that it has always been. But we know that development is going to keep coming until that catastrophe happens. And I don't mean to be alarmist about the catastrophe, I just say it's probably inevitable that we'll run out of water at some point. Now that's a completely separate topic, which has a lot of nuance to it. What I'd like to talk about is development. And how development, with the assumption that it's going to come anyway, can be done in a way that is good, rather than just exploitively sprawling all across the desert. With this series of videos, I really just want to explore some good developments, some bad ones, some ugly ones, and see what works and what doesn't, and see what real people who live in these developments and people who are displaced by them think about what works and what doesn't. So I hope you join me in these explorations. And hopefully along the way we'll learn a little bit about development and also just experience some of the cool stuff that we've got in Arizona. And I guarantee you're going to see something you've never seen before. So I'm Mark from Arizona.fyi. Let's go explore Arizona.